Australia's actions have been wonderful on the whole COVID and forcing things on COVID-19 and making people stay at home on lockdown. We're going on at least a year and a half of this nonsense.
Yeah, almost 2, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
holy
going
cow.
on 2 years, actually. In January, for the world, it'll be 2 years. For us, I guess you wait till March when we started locking things down.
Yeah, the Pat Gray New Year, I think, right about then.
Right. Yes,
Right.
which is what, March 3rd?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Hopefully people
literally.
will never forget that. So it shows you, I think, just how fragile freedom and liberty are. I mean, it can be taken away from you at the drop of a hat. And it is being taken. Got this article that I was reading about Australia, and the author says time and again, people have questioned the intense culture of freedom that the United States has held since its liberation from the British. We've been told that culture is irrelevant today. COVID-19 has shown us this is clearly not the case. Australia's atrocious handling of the pandemic is as great an apology for liberty as you'll find in the world today. In the last few months, the Australian government has passed a variety of overbearing authoritarian measures, all under the guise of public health. Sydney and Melbourne have entered complete lockdowns several times, requiring citizens to stay within 5 kilometers. So I don't know if that's 5 inches or 5 million miles. I don't know.
But they had
There's
to
no way to
stay.
go. But they had to stay 5 kilometers, so they had to do the math on that. So they had to stay 3.1 miles within their home. And Jonathan Dunn
yesterday
was
did
telling
that.
us the
Yeah.
same thing in Ireland. You could only go 3 miles from your house. What? Okay.
Yeah.
What a bizarre and
Really bizarre. And it makes
weird, arbitrary.
I'll tell you, it makes you appreciate that, I never once here in Texas and how different it was here. But I mean, I know that there, we had to wear a mask, and it was, the horrifying sights of being told you had to wear a mask. But that was it. I mean, you came in here every day. You wore
Every day.
I mean, I as soon as I could, I did. I mean, I never didn't go anywhere for fear of anything. I mean, it was just really strange.
Yeah. He continues, these rules have also been enforced by complete surveillance. Citizens visiting businesses or public places are required to sign in with a contact tracing app.
Yeah.
That may sound like a safety measure, but it's more than that. State police have already attempted to access the data collected by these measures several times for non-COVID-19 purposes. That is what happens. Yep. Of course they're going to do that. When they got the information and they have the surveillance, they're going to use it.
Yeah.
They are. And they're going to use and they're going to say, no, it's for public safety. We're trying to track down a criminal here. Just like they do with the drug situation. The war on drugs, they think, gives them license to do whatever they want, including stealing from the American people on the civil asset forfeiture, which they do all the time. Where individuals are under direction from the government to stay home, they can be randomly contacted at any time by the police. They're required to answer, prove they're home within minutes of receiving the call,
Back off.
and subject themselves to tracking through their devices. Failure to comply means the police will show up at your door, and if you're not there, you could find yourself punished by fines of up to $37,000
Oh, yeah.
and imprisonment.
And we saw the video of the one lady, right, from Australia that was pulled over, and she said, I'm outside of my zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy.
I know.
Nuts. On top of this, governments completely closed state borders to everyone without exception. Wow.
Yeah.
When 2 Victorian men violated Western Australia's border closures in September, they were slapped with a 10-month prison sentence.
Unreal.
Are you kidding me?
The one story they had in Australia where the flight left late, so by the time it landed, the law or mandate had been enacted, so they couldn't leave they were in lockdown. Mm-hmm. They were escorted off the plane and then went to a hotel.
Unreal.
And they were in lockdown because the mandate had gone into effect.
You remember over, was it Father's Day? What was it when they allowed the families to gather at the border of those 2 states? And they set up a partition and you exchange gifts, but you can't go on the other side of the wall. I mean, this Western society, if you think that your freedom is secure, if anything, the last 2 years have shown you that the real heart of the leaders of Western democracies